Hello, everyone, and welcome to our brand new Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle, In My Heart's Blood. This is episode 3, One More Breath. This episode takes place roughly 6 weeks since the Cell found and saved the artist Halcyon from a grisly end, at least as far as they are aware. We will be checking in on our hunters individually as their hunt has paused in order for the Cell to prepare and, of course, to continue on with their lives, as the world does not stop just because it is threatened by the darkness. We begin our episode tonight with you, Xanthippe. You haven't been sleeping well. It started off with just a few, let's call them lucid dreams, where you'd wake up a few times a night, but now it's been 3 days. And of those 72 hours, you've maybe managed 6 uninterrupted hours of sleep. JJ and Leoni have done their best to avoid you, to not be around you in the house, always making excuses to be elsewhere. Even your court-mandated therapist didn't want to be around you anymore, with your fuse as shorted as it has become. You've been through 3 since this started happening. Since you ate that damn sugar cube, you know that's what caused this. And now you're on your final therapist. If you scare this one away, it's a one-way ticket to the inpatient clinic, and then your hunting days are over. So before your appointment, you thought it would be a good idea to get out any leftover aggression, maybe make yourself too exhausted to care about their goddamn psychobabble and gaslighting. Maybe you could just sit there, listen to their nonsense, maybe get some sleeping pills, anything to knock you into unconsciousness. So here you stand a few hours before dawn in a graffiti-covered warehouse in Kreuzberg. Red light bathes the room, the air is thick with sweat, smoke, and adrenaline. The crowd is a gritty mix of punks, street racers, and ex-soldiers like yourself. The bulk of the people form a tight circle around the makeshift pit. No ropes or rules, just cracked concrete underfoot and bloodstains that never quite come out. The fighters in the center clash hard. The bruiser goes for a low roundhouse, bone on muscle that draws a grunt. The kickboxer counters with a vicious elbow to the bruiser's jaw, snapping his head sideways. The crowd surges forward, yelling in German, Turkish, and Russian. Xanthippe, you see your contact Klaus Dicken, dressed as he always is, with his bald head, his tube scarf around his neck, sunglasses at all times, and his distinctive cauliflower ears. Bets are flying from the crowd, and Klaus is scribbling each one onto scraps of paper. He sees you and he says, "Hey Zan, you gotta jump in."
Yeah, I need to get some out. I'm feeling it right now.
Yeah, you don't look strong, but you look like you are ready to have a fight.
What do you mean I don't look strong?
Oh, you look tired. Müde, tired.
Yeah, I'll be fine. We got this. Come on.
Okay, just wait for whoever to get kicked out, and then I'll call you in, okay?
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, schon klar. I'm always good. I hope everything's working out for your security. Hope all the things that came good.
As far as I know, that's not my specialty, but yeah, it all looks good to me.
Excellent.
Thanks again for that, man.
Of course. Wits and awareness, Xanthippe, if you have your dice.
1 success.
Nope. Okay, you look around, you don't see anything. Back in the ring, the bruiser staggers, blood dripping from his lip. He then lunges with a wild hook. It connects. The sound is dull and final, like meat hitting stone. The kickboxer falls to one knee, but he's not done. He springs forward, driving a knee into the bruiser's rib, with a crack that silences the crowd for a split second. Then they begin screaming again. The referee that's in the pit nods once, no words, indicating the fight is over. The kickboxer stands dazed, but victorious. And you hear Klaus say, "Get in the ring, Xanthippe. I'll go find, Spider. Spinner. He'll fight you."
Sounds good. And she's just gonna walk in, cracking her knuckles and stretching out.
As you step into the circle, you hear some murmuring from the crowd. They're saying, "Is that her? Is that one from the Bundeswehr? That one?" And then you hear Klaus begin yelling, 10 zu 1 auf Spider, 10 to 1 on Spider, 5 to 1 on Xanthippe. If you've got the guts, 5 to 1. He's giving better odds to you than to Spider. Across the pit, Spider is peeling off his shirt and slinking into the circle. He's wiry, pale, covered in old scars. His eyes glitter with amusement as he bounces on the balls of his feet like a dancer or like someone in a video game. I hope you've stretched, he says.
Enough. Enough.
Well, then let's see what you're made of.
Yeah, no words. She's not even, I would say in this moment, she's kind of not even taking like a proper stance just yet. She's waiting to see what he's about to do and going to try to anticipate his movement.
All right, if that's the case, then I need a wits and athletics.
It's 4 successes.
All right. He moves fast. He's a blur of sort of feinting and then actually kicking. Like he's trying to wear you down before he even throws a punch. The crowd is sort of whooping him on as he sort of spins a heel kick towards your ribs but doesn't connect. What would you like to do?
I think she's going to try to, instead of making direct contact at first, she is going to try to like let him wear himself down a little bit.
Okay.
So she's kind of doing like not dance moves or anything like that, but definitely like letting it flow like water a little bit more. Like
okay.
Trying to dodge from side to side, not even letting him connect.
All right, I will let you make a dexterity and resolve roll.
5 successes crit.
Okay, perfect. He does land a kick on you. That was 5 to 5. However, it's solid. You sort of tighten your core. There's a snap of the impact, and everyone can hear how much you've prepared for this incoming blow. It sort of echoes through the area, and you're not going to take any damage from it. But that does make you... Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say as the kick lands, can I grab onto that? Can I grab onto that foot and attempt a right hook?
Let's do a strength and brawl. Add your dots in athletics. This isn't gonna be very good for him. This is a really, if you get more than one success, you're gonna knock him out cold. He's quick but if you grab him, he can't get away.
So you said to add my dots in athletics with this?
Add your dots in athletics, yeah. Strength and brawl, add your dots in athletics.
6 successes.
Yeah. It's not elegant, Xanthippe. It's not flashy. It's military, right? It's efficient.
Yeah.
You lock an arm around his leg. With the other arm, put it around his throat. You look at him. Do you say anything to him before you're going to reel back and hit him?
Pathetic.
Pathetic?
Mm-hmm.
Single motion, you take him down. Practically drive his head into the concrete with your punch. And he lands down hard with a crunch. There's gasps. There's a few cheers. A lot of stunned silence because it ended so quickly. He begins to flail around. He's maybe having a seizure, you think? His legs kick twice, twice, and then they stop altogether. You don't know if you've killed him. The referee steps in and sort of taps you on the arm. And then Spider coughs violently. He's not dead. Not yet, anyway.
I think she releases a breath that she didn't know she was holding there for a second.
And as soon as he starts coughing, the crowd positively roars. One more wits and awareness for me.
2 whole successes.
With 2 successes, you see that there is a woman sort of up in the rafters, nowhere near the floor. But she's looking down at the floor. She has a cigar in her hand. She's mid-50s, you think, silver hair and a tight bun, a tailored black suit. And she has a glass of something in her other hand. She sort of raises it up to you like a gesture of approval.
She's going to... I guess in that instance, since, you know, like, there's a decent distance, she's just going to give, like, a little mock salute.
Okay. Klaus comes over to you, and he's holding up a wad of euros, a wad of cash, and he says, I knew it. I knew it, Xanthippe. I knew you would win. And of course, everyone would bet on Spider, because you're never here. I mean, you haven't been here in what, 6 years or something. So I knew they'd all bet on Spider, and I knew I would come out like a king. Good job. You want a cut? You want a cut?
Yes, please. I'm gonna need
10%? 10% okay for you?
10? Really?
I'm open to negotiation, but I think 10% is fair.
Let's get 12.
Oh, now you're making me do math, and he starts counting out the money. You want to go again?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent.
Got to keep the blood pumping.
I can't do much more. I can't get a good payout again, but I'll find someone even tougher. Maybe then I could do it again. And you continue. How many rounds? How many fights do you think you do, Xanthipy?
Oh gosh.
Because you do have to go to your therapist appointment. So how roughed up do you want to look?
We'll do 2 more.
For a total of 3?
Total of 3. We're gonna do 2 more, so a total of 3. Yeah, 3 rounds.
Roll me 1 die and see if you win all 3 rounds. 1 regular die.
Oh, 1 regular die?
As an orange one or a D10.
Oh, gotcha. I rolled an 8 on that.
I would say then you do win all 3. And you don't look that much worse for wear, to be honest.
I don't think anything can compare to, what I had to survive.
Yeah. And you fight like someone who desperately wants to survive, and maybe that feels good. Or maybe it doesn't. Can't tell. But maybe your therapist can. And as the crowd roars after your 3rd fight, and Klaus comes up to you and asks if you want to fight again, you say that you don't have the time, but maybe you'll be back. That crowd's applause and excitement is still ringing in your ear as you enter into the office of Dr. Ethan Moore. You've done your best to clean up. As I said, you weren't that messed up. But you still stink of the fighting pit and that the adrenaline dumping from your system is eking out through your pores. Dr. Moore, can you describe what you and your office look like as Xanthipy enters?
Absolutely, I can. It's sort of a postmodern therapist's office. There's a lot of contrast between dark blacks and greys and whites, and there's a lovely sort of a bay window sort of on the other side of the desk. Very much like in the inspiration behind me, there's a huge framed piece of cracked grey slate, sort of framed on the wall, and several small brass sculptures and things that are on some of the shelves behind him as well. One of them easily notable for anyone who has a history in or even a passing understanding of archaeology. There's a recreation of the Gaulian fertility goddess on sort of the bottom shelf, and Ethan himself is quite tall. He's in the middlings of the 6 feet range, several piercings about his face. He's very relaxed, actually. He has slacks that sort of end just below the knee. He's wearing some no-show socks, some sneakers, and a t-shirt beneath a sort of buttoned-up wool cardigan with a fleece inside. The room, I think, smells of a very strange concoction of scents. There's notes of gun oil, notes of iron, but also notes of stale cigarette smoke and maybe lavender fabric softener. It's this strange mix of smells that all at once should be unfamiliar, but when finally realized and broken down into each of their individual scents are all something of maybe a comfort.
As I already mentioned, Dr. Moore, Xanthipy smells of adrenaline and cigarette smoke and blood and sweat. However, Xanthipy, can you give me a wits and insight?
That is 0 successes.
No, I mean, you are, you got punched a few times, so you're a little punch drunk. And also you're really, really tired. So if there's anything strange about Dr. Moore or his office, you don't know what it is. But you do know you have to go through the whole rigmarole. You got to tell him who you are, tell him why you're here, tell him what happened to you, even though they're not going to believe you, or they're just going to gaslight you. And of course, your more pressing current issue is that you can't fucking sleep.
Hey, Doc.
Oh no, please, just Ethan.
Ethan.
Would you have a seat? If you like, if you wouldn't stand, it really truly makes no difference to me.
Nah, sitting's fine. Thank you.
I don't think it is. I'll kind of look Zan up and down. Your legs struggle to understand what your mind already knows.
Is this something
no.
you're trying to get into my head about with?
No, I am something of a specialty in military post-traumatic stress. Your legs understand that if you keep moving, your mind can't come to rest. It's called elixirthymia.
Interesting. Xanthopy does not actually think that's interesting. She will stand kind of almost at a parade rest behind the chair that would have been normally sat in front of the desk. I assume there's a chair in front of the desk. I assume you already have my file.
No, I threw it out. I don't like to start with anyone else's notes.
You'd be the first.
Well, most of my colleagues are hacks.
There is an actual smile that creeps across Zan's lips. Maybe, I would say there's a glimmer of hope that maybe this one might be different with that being said, but that's quickly squashed. She knows better than that. Well, then I guess we'll have to start all the way over. Well, hi, I'm Xanthopy Winters. Please call me Zan. I don't really like my name. It's gonna be straight up with that.
Why is that?
Because it's a label. It's when she's kind of 1,000-yard staring for a second, her eyes tired.
Zan, can you give me wits and insight? When you mentioned that you don't like your name?
Oh, holy shit. That's 2 successes on 2 dice.
Composure subterfuge?
6 critical.
Yeah. No, you may continue the conversation of why you do not like your name.
Well, I guess since we're already getting into it, and we're going to be talking about all this stuff anyways, that's the only thing my dad left me. That and, whatever the fuck he did to my mom. But yeah, my dad knocked up my mom, gave her a name, and then beat it, as far as I know. So I don't really like my name.
And let's look back a little bit reflexively on something. And at that point, it looked like Ethan was going to begin taking notes, but he just sets the notepad down on the desk and kind of opens a drawer and slides it in and shuts the drawer and locks it. I think perhaps you're maybe not looking at things from a angle of the self. Does that make sense? It sounds like you're chafing at your name and at labels, as it were. Seems to be sort of coming from a place of struggle within yourself. How can someone else label you if you don't even know what you are?
Maybe you did earn that degree.
Further to reflexively look at this idea of, forgive me if I'm overstepping, a bit of hostility at your How can he give you a name and leave without ever knowing who you were?
I know his name. That's pretty much about it. And yeah, he definitely cut off on saying something more there. I'm gonna say, like, Zan is not subtle. I'm
Storyteller, I would like to do some magic.
And what magic would that be?
I would like to use the sphere of life by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just like to raise Xanthippe's serotonin levels a little bit. She seems like she's really like jonesing for a hit.
Roll me your dots in the life sphere and your dots in composure.
9 critical.
Yeah, you can very easily raise Xanthippe's serotonin. Would you like to describe, with that many successes, you can tell us exactly the emotion or emotions you would like Xanthippe to feel and express.
I think as he's doing this, focusing on that serotonin that comes from solving a hard puzzle, like that kind of like feeling true accomplishment and maybe like breaking through a feeling. So he'll stand up and he'll move to some potted plants, some African nightshade, as he'll pick up the pot and hold it beneath sort of Xanthippe's face. When I'm feeling a little bit burnt out, I always give these a sniff. So why don't you, and he'll kind of take a breath in, and you can see the pollen begin to drift up out of the stamen of these plants into his mouth, and as he breathes out over them, the smell will waft over Xanthippe, and the effect will begin to take place. With this floral scent, and there's almost a smell of that kind of pleasurable human body smell, that sort of, I don't want to say sexy musk, but that's kind of the smell that even comes out in Ethan's breath over these flowers, and mixing with the scent of that pollen, it creates this heady croquet of absolute serotonin.
Okay. I'd like you to do 2 things for me, Dr. Moore. I'd like you to roll me 1d10.
Sure.
If it's under 6, I need to know. We're gonna play with a little paradox idea.
It is 7.
Okay. Not gonna incur any paradox. And now I need you to roll me a manipulation and subterfuge. Xanthippe, 1 more wits and insight, add your dots in occult. You are a hunter, you're not a regular person. You are more subjected to things. You're still subject to many, many, many problems, but you are slightly, you're like humans plus.
that is 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
10 critical.
Yeah, he's right. You breathe in this African nightshade. You do, and it permeates you. It permeates your nose. You feel it down back of your throat, and you almost like the air is thick with the perfume of it as it goes into your lungs, and it's extremely calming. Oh, you feel good. You feel accomplished for some reason. Like, yeah, like you're sitting here and you're talking and you're doing you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, and you're doing everything right. And yeah, you should feel good about that. Maybe Dr. Moore is actually maybe he's the one. Maybe he's finally a good doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Doc, that damn, that does seem to do the trick. I'm actually feeling good.
Well,
Something I can say I've actually felt in a while now, if I'm being honest.
Well, perhaps then we should sort of focus on more herbal and floral remedies for you. You know, there's so many cultures across the world. right? It's all in plant, and sure, there are a lot of psychologists that will tell you that some of these plants are psychoactive and are unregulated. And personally, in my opinion, which I trust for this to stay between the two of us, Miss Winters, that regulation seems more about the ability to not make something safe for human consumption, but to make a profit off of human consumption.
I can see
And if they want to say that these other remedies have not been tested, I would like them to levy that of millions of years of human history.
Has this got you thinking, Xanthippe, that maybe one of these plants that he has in this room, maybe it could help you sleep?
You know, it's probably obvious. I know. I people have already asked me. I've been having trouble sleeping, for a while now. Does any of these plants, can any of them help me sleep? Like a tea?
He'll kind of stand up from where he... I'm not sure if even Zan would have noticed that he had moved up and around the desk and had sat down in all of that time. He'll kind of look around the plants that are in here. And he'll actually look back at the gray slate that has been... the cracked gray slate that has been framed on the wall. He says, that stone is colloquially known as a dream stone. Are you familiar with the idea of them?
Not really, no.
It's more of a visualization exercise. I use it with some of my less ambitious clients. Place your head to it, you know, visualizing what you would like to see upon it, and you know, sometimes it's sort of a meditative thing. Meditation can help with sleep. I can certainly help you if you would like a meditation regimen to begin your sleep cycle. Of course, the wind down, you know, as they say, is sacred. However, if all else fails, I am quite a talented druggist. So, like I said, I cannot offer those on company time, as it were, as I am a psychologist, not a psychiatrist. But if you require, I'm more than happy to use my expertise to make a tea, or perhaps do you smoke, Xanthippe?
On occasion, yeah.
Noting that she has now not bucked him saying her full name.
Hey, that's what happens when you when you like dump a crap ton of serotonin in.
Say, oh, wonderful. Then, here, why don't I give you this? And he will move back around the desk and open the drawer with his keys. Go to the bottom, and pull out a sort of long leather case with a flap and a dongle. And he will open it, and he will pull out a very thin, looks like hand-carved wooden pipe. Has to be either a remake of something extremely old or very old itself. Set it on the table. This variety of pipe, it's called a thulu. It is predominantly used in Central African medicine. You put your... It will be sort of a... If you go this route, it'll be a mix of a paste and sort of plants. You'll pack it into this small bowl, not too much, never more than the size of, you know, the tip of your pinky, and then you'll imbibe, and that it should help with the sleep issues. There may be a bit of psychoactivity involved. If that ever becomes... I think the first time you take this, it should be supervised. But we can sort out the particulars of that at a later date. I'm not entirely too worried about it. But if you would like to go that route, again, these are things that I can offer, just not on company time.
No, I got you. And I'll be honest, Doc. At this point, I'm willing to try anything.
I think he'll just sort of nod and say, let's start with the stone. Let's see if a little bit of exercise and meditation can't maybe bring a level of calm on that you can really settle into.
So meditation, do I gotta sit down for this and kind of just think on it?
No, actually. If you would, and he'll kind of leads in to be around the desk to where it's kind of framed on the wall. Say, usually I ask for people to hold something tactile in their hands while they do this. Let's see. And he'll pick up the bronze Gallian fertility statue, and he'll put it in Xanthipp's hands. Now, if you would just close your eyes, press your head against the stone, and again, I'm going to try and use a little bit of magic here. As using the fertility goddess as a conduit, I would like to use the spheres of life and correspondence together. And as Xanthippe puts her head against that stone and begins to sort of envision the path to sleep, I would like to fully entangle both of their emotions in each other.
Sure.
Both of, like, all of the feelings of their body, like being able to feel 2 heartbeats, being able to feel the rush of both of their blood pressure, all of it. He wants to entangle both of it.
Absolutely.
For but a moment.
Roll me 2d10.
7 and a 4.
Okay. We're going to hold on to that 4 for you incurring a little bit of paradox here. Because, and I'll tell you why. You can roll me your dots in life and correspondence if you like, but it's not going to help. It's not going to work. As Xanthippe presses her head against the stone and holds onto the fertility statue, and you begin to use your force of will on her, you realize that you can't right now, especially since you're going through her mind and you're having her focus on sleep and dreams and things of that nature via correspondence. They're gone. Someone has taken them from her. She can't sleep. She can't dream. Someone has stolen them. Someone who is not you. Stolen something from you. And as that paradox hits you, you hear Dr. Moore make a loud, sharp noise as he clearly got some sort of sudden headache.
You good? You good, Doc?
Oh, yes. Medical issues of my own, of course.
Yeah, I can feel the stone. I'm having trouble concentrating on something that I could, like. Yeah, I'm having trouble envisioning.
Forgive me for saying so. Someone took something from me.
I mean, clarification, sir?
That is when the buzzer on your desk goes off. The time for the session has come to an end.
I think Ethan is going to take a very big risk here. And he's going to hold his hand up towards the clock with 2 fingers out and a third. And as he turns the third finger, the second hand begins to move back. And as he turns the 2 fingers, the hour's hand begins to move back. And all of the plants in this room begin to just emit all of their pollen and spores into the air. It hangs thick. This feeling of an undulation of floral scents and feelings moving through the sounds of all of the jungles that these flowers came from, the smell of the rain that watered them, the smell of the carrion that fed their roots, the smell of the fresh.
So you're doing this in front of Xanthippe.
You will.
You're going to incur paradox for this without rolling.
I was going to ask
Mm-hmm.
if I could burn a point of quintessence to nullify the paradox.
I'll allow it. But Xanthippe, everything he has described, you see him doing. He's not a regular person. He's not a human being. Or maybe he is, but he's a human being that can manipulate the environment around him. These are the type of people that you hunt, that you kill. All that good serotonin, it's still there. And now you're thinking he did this to you. He made you feel good.
And Xanthippe's eyes are wide. She's pressing her back against the far wall, trying to find something to steady herself as she watches this happen. Almost too afraid to breathe in the moment, seeing the pollen coming up. What are you?
Ethan will gesture to the sort of case next to the door where there are umbrellas and there's a cane in there. Just, if you're looking for a weapon, there's a sword and a cane.
You didn't answer my question. What are you? Answer me right now.
I am trying to make sure that you don't end up in a mental hospital for the rest of your life.
Is that a threat?
Not everyone in the world is out to get you, Zan.
Maybe not, but, everything that kind of touched upon any of this, not good. Not good.
Well, seeing as I just gave you your half-hour session back, I'm not going to keep you here.
How did you do that?
How did I do that? Oh, now that. Oh, we can dispense with the pleasantries. Now that would be a trick. But it wasn't a trick. I am different, Zan. And if you would like to stay out of the state's mental facilities, you're going to have to keep going back to these. I'm your last option, Xanthippe. And I don't say this to box you in. I want to help you. The question is, do you want to help yourself?
The fist that she used to, knock out one hit KO is clenched tightly. I would say tight enough for her nails are digging into her flesh and causing herself to bleed enough. She's trying to make sure that there's pain to focus on in the moment.
But unfortunately, before you can answer him, Xanthippe, whether you're going to agree to continue coming back here, your phone, you realize, has been buzzing like crazy in your pocket this whole time. Pick it up, just sort of look at it to the side so the doctor can't see what you're looking at. And you see that Manfred has tried to call you, JJ has tried to call you, Leoni and Luca. They've left you text messages asking you to come back to JJ's house, that Manfred has news.
I gotta go. But I'll be in touch. Doctor.
Of course you will. Take care of yourself.
She's not taking her eyes off of him. She's going to start shifting herself towards where the door is.
I would try green tea and echinacea to begin the sleep process.
Now, with this, this is me, the player, asking this, because like, with everything Zan's experienced so far, and with the knowledge now that this doctor is more than human, is there anything that she's scanning the room? She's trying, like, she's keeping an eye on him, but also like
you failed your roll, Xanthopy.
Okay. Then he's just going to watch him as she reaches for the doorknob, attempt to pull it open, and slip out.
You slip out. You leave. Get out of here. When Xanthopy leaves, Lysander, are you curious at all about what on earth has taken the sleep and dreams of your daughter?
Lysander would be perhaps a little bit intrigued, but nothing really more. She will get it back, or she won't. She will be useful to him, or she won't. And if she does not prove to be useful, then she will be dealt with accordingly. What is much more important to him in this moment is he will move behind where Xanthopy was just sitting earlier, and he will open the closet where the real Ethan Moore is currently being suspended on hooks in the closet through his skin. His eyes are dilated to an extent that should belie not only extreme pain but extreme ecstasy as well. As Lysander will reach out and he will grab the poppies from the windowsill, and he will grab the knife on the shelf as he looks to Ethan hanging from these hooks. He says, I don't want this to hurt you. I'm trying to guide you. You wanted my help, and so I'm here to bring you closer to that universal onrush of ecstasy. That is why we are here, Mr. Moore. I'm trying to help you. And as he takes the knife, he will start slowly removing the bands so that he can set him down at this ecstatic exercise that Ethan had asked for can come to an end. And then he will just hover his hand above the poppies. And as he does, the milk of the poppy begins to flow up into his hand. And he will bring it to his lips and kiss it as it begins to bubble pink. And he'll hold it out before the real Ethan Moore, and he'll just say, Mon papillon, drink. Come with me on this journey.
That is where we are going to end this scene for now. The lecture hall of Humboldt University has vaulted ceilings, faded wood paneling, chalkboards stained with ghost equations. They give the impression that Newton himself might shuffle in and scowl disapprovingly at what was being discussed. Manfred, you erase your own writings on the board as your students shuffle out of the room. You shout after them to remind them that for the foreseeable future, your office hours are email only, which some of them murmur about, but no one questions. And as you begin to gather your things, you see out of the corner of your eye, near the coat rack by the door, a woman in a sharply cut gray blazer, high-heeled boots, holding a phone she wasn't really checking. She's staring at you.
I think that Manfred will just put their laptop and their notebook into their messenger bag, and will start to head in that direction out of the room. And then when they get a little bit closer to her, just look over and say, if there's something that you need to talk to me about, you obviously heard that my office hours are changing to email only, but I have, look down and check his watch. 13 minutes that it takes me to walk to my vehicle, so you have 13 minutes to talk.
She smiles broadly. Dr. von Obergefell, my name is Ebru Aden. I represent Gilgal Industries. Have you heard of us?
I don't keep up with the business side of the industry I work in. I prefer education.
It's then that you notice there's a woman that slightly was out of your view from where you were at your desk. She's just sort of outside of the archway, and she's also dressed similarly, but not as nicely as this April person. And she smiles and she says, "We are a company of many different directions." Bettina, and this woman sort of walks into the room. She has a large black folder that she hands to you. "We'd like to offer you a research position, Dr. von Obergefell."
Research of what variety? I have many specializations in this field. You're going to need to narrow the scope of your inquiry.
We know. Our company operates in many fields, including deep systems architecture and crisis probability modeling. We understand entropy is more than just simple decay. It's potential. It is an engine of adaptation. Does that sound like it falls into your field, Dr. von Obergefell?
It certainly falls into my field, but it does raise a question. You said that entropy is potential as well, which of course is a natural conclusion for anyone of passing intelligence to make. But which direction do you wish to tip the crisis in?
We don't. We monitor deviations. We adjust for unstable anomalies. Your work in entropic backflow modeling has great potential.
I am aware of the potential of my work, thank you. But I am more interested in what you would do with it if you could legally.
Let's call it structured futurism. Let's say, just for fun, we prevent things from collapsing by understanding how it would collapse.
And then?
And then it would no longer be your concern. It would be handed over to other departments that we have. We would simply need your mind on the project. You'd have your own lab, no departmental committees, unlimited funding, access to predicative engines, and to data streams even, that you might not even have seen anything of their like.
And what are you using them for now? The resources, I mean. Resources don't come from nowhere, Miss. What was it? Adam? Is it Mrs.? I'm sorry. I should probably should the best.
It's Miss. These are questions that I'd be more than happy to answer for you, Dr. von Obergefell, if you would come down to Gilgal Industries if you are indeed interested. I could do them no justice she checks her watch, in the 8 minutes we have left together.
You're at least aware of your time constraints, and I can appreciate that.
Time is very valuable to me, Dr. von Obergefell.
My question then becomes, Miss Adam, you're asking for my most valuable resource?
We are.
You are aware of the implications of desperation when you ask someone for their greatest resource? Do I seem like a desperate man to you?
Not yet. But you and I both know that. She smiles, looking at the lecture hall that you're in. You can almost see it in her eyes that she's almost playing them out to you. You almost see them in her eyes. The dim-witted faces of the people who had no idea what the hell they were sitting through for the last 2 hours. I think you and I both know that your ideas could never live in academia forever.
And it is for that very reason, Miss Adam, that I must keep working in academia. Because one day, someone will come through my classroom that will change that.
She smiles, still brightly. I certainly hope you live to see it, Dr. von Obergefell. Think about it, Herr Professor. We even have a coffee machine that quotes Goodell.
And he will look at his watch and then look over to his car that they're standing beside. I must unfortunately correct you. It's not Herr Professor. I am Herr Doctor. Have a good evening.
The woman, her assistant, you think, Bettina, reaches in and she hands you a card. This is in case Miss Aden is not available at Gilgal. Please call this number. It's mine. I will assist you as best as I can and get you in touch with Miss Aden should you need to, at your earliest convenience.
I will be sure to be in touch.
Guten Tag dann.
Guten Nachmittag.
And they both leave, clicking heels. As you get into your car, you know that Ilva had texted you before your lecture began. She wanted you to come. She was very excited about something. She wanted you to come home immediately. How does it feel driving home?
Manny's very aware that he was not supposed to give her anything that she wanted. And he doesn't want to waste Ilva's good mood on this, so he's probably going to hold on to it for a minute and let her get out what she needs to get out before he missed her attention.
So you pull into your manor home in Steglitz-Zehlendorf. You throw open your door, large door of your home. I think it's a double door, isn't it? You put your bag down that has your laptop in it and stuff, and you don't see Ilva anywhere at the moment. Do you call for her, or do you just go about your day knowing she'll come and find you?
I think the first thing that Manny is going to take care of now that he's home is heading over to the kitchen and starting a cup of espresso and setting down his notebook and beginning to make a few notes about April while the espresso makes itself. And then once that's done, once he's finished his notes, then he will go looking for Ilva.
So as you are making your espresso and writing down your notes, you don't have to go looking for Ilva because someone comes bursting into the kitchen. And when I say bursting, I mean the door of the kitchen almost comes completely off of its hinge as Ilva opens the door. Now, Ilva, as I've described, she is very petite and short. She doesn't look like a person who has a lot of natural physical strength, but she almost knocks the door off, and it is in fact hanging off the hinge, and she holds it with her arm as she stares at you.
Going to need to fix that later. That the hinge work and the door are both 19th century.
She comes over to you and she pulls you up out of your chair, turns you and presses you against the wall. And it's not painful, but it's not comfortable either. And she has this sort of wild look to her eyes.
I think in a very rare turn of events, there's a bit of fear in Manny's eyes for a moment. that sort of rigidness that someone gets when they freeze up.
She doesn't look scared. She looks elated.
What are you doing? What is this?
Put your hands on me, Manny.
Yeah, okay. She will.
Where?
Puts one hand around kind of the back of her shoulder and the other on her hip.
When you do, her skin, her body, feels hard and...
You've been hitting the gym? Or should I call you She-Hulk now?
She doesn't want to hear your jokes. She covers your mouth with kisses, and she keeps urging you to put your hands on her.
Yeah, I think Manny will, in a strange sense of like almost shock and obvious desire for her, will acquiesce to her ministrations, shall we say?
Mm-hmm. So you acquiesce to her ministrations. She has you pressed up, but you, in order to follow her lead of continuing to say put your hands on her, you do. You can't physically hurt her, you don't think, or at least your hands, like, you don't even make any indentations into her skin. It's odd. And you spin her around so she is up against the wall instead of you. And she makes herself available to you in a physical way, let's say. And she's acting very strangely. She's elated, and she reaches down and she bites against your ear. That hurts. She bites too hard. Do you stop her?
I think he's still a little bit too in shock, too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is very different from any encounter they've had in the past, so...
It is extremely different. You're not quite sure what's happening. But as it continues and as it comes to its natural conclusion, Ilva sort of pushes you away and then jumps onto the counter. She wraps her legs around you again, this time around your chest, puts her hands around your face, and she says, she's breathless, but you don't think from the interaction. She says, it's wearing off. Oh, that was amazing.
What was that?
Oh my god, you're bleeding. Manny, you're bleeding.
It's not the first time.
Manny, I'm so sorry. And she reaches over for a paper towel, cushion cola, and she presses it against your ear.
No, it's my cousin, Claudia. She would. I've told you the story before. I don't. It was just. I'm okay with trying new things.
No, Manny. I'm sorry. No, that wasn't okay.
It's okay.
No,
I'm okay. I will be fine. Just maybe next time we slow our roll a little bit.
She presses her forehead against you, and in a way that she has a lot in the years that you've known her. It's strange. She does this thing where she presses her forehead against you. It feels... You can't quite put a finger on what that is, but it doesn't... In the same way where sometimes she sleeps curled up, feels animalistic. Maybe it's that thing about her parents being wolves. You're not entirely sure. And she says, I didn't mean to hurt you. I wasn't completely in control of myself. I'm sorry. This is the thing I was really excited about. This was an after effect. I
know that you didn't mean to, and I accept your apology. Claudia meant to when she did it, and she never apologized. So I understand. It will be okay.
She will get what she deserves, Manfred. I promise.
She deserves a mental hospital.
No.
You're sick.
No. She's more than sick. My family's people will make sure she gets what she deserves, I promise. That's what they do.
sometimes people are just sick.
Yes. But Claudia's more than sick. You know that, right? I've tried to tell you before, and I keep trying to tell you things. And no, wait. I need to... I did something. I made something. You remember when I took apart all your kitchen appliances? And then I went up into a room and I locked myself in there and you couldn't come in?
I thought you were making a blunderbuss, but yeah.
I made... let's call it an automatic elixir machine. I gave myself super strength and resilience and endurance and stamina. It didn't last long, and it was almost like a head rush. I didn't mean to hurt you. It's a kink I have to work out for later.
Well, kinks I'm fine with. We just need to discuss them and have consent and, check in and things like that.
She presses her forehead against you again. Manny, I like you and love you just the way that you are. Always. What we do together, I always like it.
But if we could ever, do more things that you like, I'm more than happy to accommodate that. Is now a bad time to bring up that Miss Adam showed up to my work?
You feel her entire body grow rigid. Was she looking for me?
No, she was offering me a job.
No.
I didn't take it. I told her I would be in touch, but I have no plans of being in touch.
You can't...
Like I told her, my focus is in academia.
Manny, you have to quit the school. Please. You have enough money. You don't need the money, please. Please.
I need to teach. I need to teach. I could find somewhere else to work, but until I find another job, I can't. Teaching is important to me, Alva.
She'll come back. She will make you do what she wants. That's the way that she works. She will make you do it. Manny, please, you have to believe me. If I tell you everything.
I can take sabbatical for a while. I have time set aside for that.
Manny, if I tell you everything that I think that you won't believe, will you leave the university, please? Please, Manny, please.
You could tell me everything anyway. But I'm not in the habit of saying no to you. We need to talk about what this means for me, Elva, because I need you to understand what it is that you're asking of me.
I'm asking you to leave a job that you love and that you find that's important in order to keep you safe from her. She did this to me, Manny. I am the way that I am now because she did this to me. She awakened something in me to make me this way. I didn't want this. And when she does it, it's a group. They're called the technocracy. They want to control the consensus of humanity, what people believe, and why they believe it. Her ultimate goal is to kill people like my family, make sure that they don't exist anymore, that the human condition no longer remembers what werewolves are. They are evil, Manny. They are bad people, and I know to a regular person that sounds like a good thing, but the other, that's not all. That's just part of it. It's not even the biggest part of it. April belongs to something called the New World Order. She wants to change the world to her fancy, to her liking, adjust it. She's dangerous, and she has her sights on you. You can't stay there. And if you do go back, I can't stay here.
It sounds like what you're describing is some variation on the theme of solipsism. That she believes that she is the only one awake and the rest of existence is her dream for her to change. This philosophy of solipsism applies to her life in an actionable way.
Yes, many. She is the leader of the technocracy in Berlin. She has a greater mission. It's not important, I don't think, to you, but she has a greater mission. And she will remake the world according to her and her group's pleasure. The more people she has to help her, the easier it will be for her to do it. She tricked me. The company I was working for in Australia, they were part of the technocracy. They tricked me into reanimating life into someone like my parents, but not. It's complicated, and what I did to her, I left, and then she tricked me again. She pretended to be a therapist. Got me to join her group. Put me in a tube. Put electrodes all over my body. Forced me to awaken, and if I didn't, they would have killed me. They saw potential in me, and they see it in you, and I see it in you, Manny. And if it's going to happen, it needs to happen on your own, not with them, please.
So we find a way to permanently deal with her.
No, Manny. No, you can't. You can't. You can't.
I'm not saying I can, but we can come up with a plan to make it happen.
Manny.
What?
I'm pregnant.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just never thought that I would be in this position.
I'm sorry.
I'm not upset. I thought that I would spend all of my life married to my work. This is a good change in trajectory, I think. I never got to meet my father, so all I ever wanted to do was be one.
I wasn't going to tell you because it's really early, but I can tell.
With your magic elixir machine?
No. With my magic. I am magic now.
Mm-hmm. And your parents are wolves, and your brother looks dead, and your tiny sister body slammed me into a beer cart at the market, and we're having a baby.
Yes, and I made a machine that can make you really extra smart or extra strong or extra charismatic or extra manipulative for like 13, 14 minutes. I'm working on it.
Never discount something outside of your realm of expertise as impossible, only improbable. Impossibility is the mark of a fool. All this is very improbable, but I believe you.
I should let you know. I'm gonna try and reach out to my family in case something happens to us.
Okay. What do you think could happen to us?
now that April's in the picture again. A lot of things. But my family could protect.
And we could get your werewolf family to deal with her, maybe?
Maybe. I was thinking about the baby.
Certainly should not go to my mother.
I would want my baby growing up with my family. They love each other. They do anything for each other. That's why Talia body slammed you. She'd do anything to find me, to make sure I was okay.
Can I invite them here? This home is just filled with empty rooms.
Maybe.
I'm tired of my life being filled with empty rooms, Elva Sweet. This has been my life since I was a little boy. And it's terribly lonesome. They can stay here when they like. Just as long as the doors stay on the hinges.
Sorry.
It's okay. I will, You said your brother has an auction house, right? You think they would have 18th century furnishings to fix the hinges?
I'll see. I'll ask. Speaking of doors, I think my family would feel very welcome here. The symbol on your gates is the symbol of the tribe of my mother.
My uncle Burkhart, he wore a ring with that symbol on it.
They're called the Silver Fangs.
I think Claudia was wearing it when I saw her the other night.
Claudia's a werewolf, many. Your uncle Berghot was a werewolf. You are what we call kinfolk. Human family members of werewolves. You could become one at any time.
That's not good. That seems like it would make my night classes very hard to teach.
No, it doesn't work that way. You can change when you want. As long as you're angry enough.
So more like the Hulk and less like the Wolfman.
Maybe. I wanted to tell you something else while you were gone. I was trying all the elixirs. I made them all taste like Wachtelbeeren, gooseberries, so maybe you'd like them.
I do like gooseberries. They are very nice.
I found something strange about the sugar cube thing. It's
No. Okay. That's great. What did you figure out?
And she pulls out your laptop and opens up, and it's a Facebook group. It's old, it's been shut down. It's from a few years ago.
I think we should finish this up in my library. It's where I do my best research. I have a lot of old books concerning the occult, and I also have a super PC with a Tor browser set up so that we should be good on internet searching if we don't want to be surveilled by the, what did you say, New World Order?
That's April's personal pet project, but yes. Manny, and she takes your hand. I know you said that you'd rather have the house filled with people, that you've been alone and waiting for me. I still want you to know that I am so sorry to have blown up your life like this. Really, I'm sorry.
Minnie will take her hands in his. I'll just look her in the eye and say, you know, I always subscribe to the theory that if it was going to rain, I would rather know than be caught without an umbrella.
It sort of plays into there is no such thing as bad weather. Only bad
Only
clothing.
bad clothes.
She leans up. As I said, she's quite short. And she kisses you. And for the moment, that is where we are going to end. It's been 3 months, Leoni, since the bond to Saheera was miraculously broken. 3 months since you last tasted the copper-sweet gift from her veins. 3 months since you felt invincible, euphoric, and enslaved. The wind in Berlin always seems to carry a bite, no matter the season, so you zip up your coat up to the throat as you stand in front of the old 5-story Altbau, which just means old building, in the district of Wedding, where you're from, where your family still lives. You haven't seen them in over 2 years, not since she made you hers. How does it feel to be standing in front of your family home this night?
I think everything in her wants to run away and just forget about it and let her be forgotten.
How long do you stand there before you buzz the door?
It probably feels like 2 minutes, but it's been more like 5 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
Just standing there.
Shaky hands, perhaps?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You buzz the door and you wait for what feels like forever. But it is your younger sister, Lena, who opens the door, all messy braids and wide eyes. Leoni?
Hi, Elena.
Are you home?
Yeah.
And then she screams, Mama! As loud as she can. And then comes your mother, Isolde, pushing her way out from the kitchen. You can tell she has a wooden spoon still in her hand. Her eyes are brimming with disbelief, maybe fury, but also love, all tangled up. Mein Gott, Mädchen, where have you been?
Out and about, Mama, but I'm home.
And she pulls you into a hug and pulls you inside the house. Lena hugs you from wherever she can fit on your left side. She pulls you into the home. You don't live in a large home, but your parents still had 3 children. And as you look around, you can see that your little brother, Garibald, he's taller now than he was the last time you saw him, but he's looking at you like you're a ghost. Your father, Horst, is also here. He's in the living room, silent, staring at you, still deciding whether you are a prodigal or a threat. And no one says anything. They're all just staring at you.
I think she's definitely internally screaming and her eyes are stinging. But she'll turn to her little brother and say, you got taller.
Yeah, that's what happens when 2 years go by and you don't see someone.
Yeah, that is indeed what happens. And she'll kind of avert her eyes at that point.
Lena, who's about 10, sort of pulls on your jacket. Are you staying for dinner? Are you staying here forever? Or are you leaving again?
That really depends. And she'll kind of look up at her parents.
Your mother, Isolde, turns to Horst, who is still not saying anything, and turns back to you. Of course, Leoni, you can stay. Are you clean?
I am.
Of course, you can stay as long as you want. Always. Mädchen, are you hungry? We're about to have dinner.
Dinner sounds good.
Okay, well, you know where everything is. And Leoni, who seems to be the most happy to see you, takes your hand, and she says, I already set the table. You can just sit down.
That's good of you. And I'll ruffle her hair. Kind of bring a hand down one of her braids.
She leads you over to the dining room table. Your brother Gahobald does join. Your father does as well. He still hasn't said anything. The dinner is simple. It's just a vegetable soup. There's no meat. And as you know, course, growing up in Germany, especially in Berlin, there's still this idea of sort of a post-war idea where people in Germany tend to not eat meat more than once a week. Because at one time, and in living memory, meat was something extremely rare. Again, because of all the wars. So it's vegetable soup and it's bread and, of course, wine and beer is accompanying to every meal. Do you have any alcohol?
I think... No, I don't think she will. I think she kind of wants to put on an act of being better than she is. Maybe overcorrecting. Just having water.
Mm-hmm. Sparkling water, as we drink here in Germany. No one drinks tap water. Do you eat the soup? Do you eat the bread?
Yeah. It's in small bites or small spoonfuls.
It's good. It's homey, right? Your mother does most of the talking, except for Lena, who is just sort of talking excitedly about all the things that she's done in school, her after-school activities. She's really into tanzen. She's really into sort of the traditional dance of... There is traditional dances of different parts of Germany, which she likes to do after school, where she wears sort of a traditional outfit, German cultural outfit, and dances. She's talking very excitedly about all the things that she does, that she likes, that you've missed out on, that you haven't seen her do, that she can't wait for you to see her do, and she really won't stop talking. And your mother, Isolde, sort of cuts into the conversation, and she says, so, Mädchen, which means girl, what do you think you'll be doing now? Are you going to go back to school, or what is your plan, Leoni?
Firstly, she is stuttering, and again, she's kind of forcing a smile. It's very sad behind her eyes. I need to find another job. I don't know if I can go to school yet again.
Okay. What type of job are you looking for? Maybe I could help you find something.
Something, not just something mundane.
And your father sort of humps and he says, something at night?
Preferably during the day, actually.
He doesn't respond to that. And your mother says, well, I saw a flyer the other day when I was at the supermarket. It's for one of the Spielhallen, the casinos, but it's a bar too. It's called Cleopatra's. It's right by Bagain. Have you been there?
I'm familiar with the area, yeah.
I mean, it said that it was day shift and that they would pay you daily. And your father sort of makes this humph noise again, as if he's implying something. And your mother sort of shakes her head and closes her eyes. I'm not saying that you would need everyday cash for anything, Leoni, but, perhaps something just to get you started until you find something better.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. I think that's might be a good fit.
Should I make up your room as exactly the way that it was? I mean, maybe Lena's gone in there a few times and taken some of your things out, but everything's the same. Nothing's changed.
I think she pauses for a moment and weighs the option of staying here versus staying at JJ's.
Mm-hmm.
And a lump forms in her throat, but she swallows it back and says, I'd like to stay for a night. I have a place, but I'd like to stay tonight.
And Gahobald immediately, when you says you have a place, he looks up and he says, can I see it? Can I come over?
No, I'm staying. I'm rooming with a friend, basically, and they're private.
Are you saying your friend wouldn't like me? I'm cool.
I know you're very cool. No, it's nothing like that.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
just, yeah. She kind of looks down again.
And Gahobald sort of pushes his soup dish away. He's barely eaten anything and just grabs his bag, his rucksack, his backpack, and he goes, gonna go meet with a friend, Benjamin. I'm gonna go do some schoolwork. See you, Leoni.
It's good seeing you.
And he leaves.
And I think, yeah, she would fall silent again and continue trying to eat. It's still as hard as ever, even though it's so good and so homey.
Your mother sort of takes your hand and she says, don't worry about your brother. He'll be all right. It's been hard without you, and we didn't know what was going on, and we would talk to the police, and then something would happen, and they'd say that you're fine and that we shouldn't ask anymore, and we were all very confused and very scared, and we didn't know if you were dead or if you had a needle in your arm and a gutter somewhere. We didn't know anything, and we had to pretend to move on with our lives, perhaps never seeing you again. You know, we did everything we could.
I know. I'm sorry.
I know that. I just want my Leoni back.
Yeah. She stopped herself. Yeah. Well, hopefully getting that job will help things, at the very least. Get back to normal a little bit.
I'll have Lena help make up your room. I'll send your father out to get some things, some snacks that you like. And she looks at Horst and she says, "Give out some Lidl, bitte, Horst." And he sort of rolls his eyes, sort of pushes himself away. Your father's a little bit portly, pushes himself away from the table, grabs his keys. You go down to the Spielhalle and you come back here, and we'll have your room ready and all the snacks that you used to like and stuff.
That's sweet of you, Mama. You don't gotta do all that.
No, I want to, Leoni. I want you to feel like you're home, and you don't have to leave us again. And no matter what happens to you, we can help you. We love you.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And people make mistakes, Leoni, and if you need to go to Reha, we'll do that. Rehab. We will do that for you.
We'll see. I think just a night here would do me a lot of good.
And she sort of puts a hand on your cheek. Your mother has difficulty showing affection. You think she wants to show more, but instead she does what she tends to do, and she sort of starts gathering up the plates, and she says, just do the dishes, and then we'll make up your room. Right, Lena, grab the dishes, and Lena starts sort of under your mother's skirt, grabbing everything.
Mm.
And now you're alone in the dining room with all the food taken away and just a bottle of wine left on the table.
I think she brings her elbows to the table and rests her chin on her hands and eyes the bottle, and just a flurry of insults towards herself just cascades in her mind, and she'll kind of snatch at the bottle and pour a glass.
Do you stay for a little bit and enjoy the glass of wine, or do you down it like a shot?
She'll down it.
Mm-hmm. A very important question for you, Leoni. Before you leave to go to Cleopatra's, do you take the wine with you? Because here in Europe, you can walk around with an open bottle and drink to your leisure.
We have to be on our best behavior today. So no.
All right. So you leave your parents' home, leaving behind one used wine glass for your mother to see when she does return to the dining room.
Yeah.
All right. So as you're walking to Cleopatra's, you do see one of those ads that your mother was talking about. It does say exactly what she said. It's written in purple marker, and it's just written onto this community board. It's not something that was printed out. Someone came and wrote it on it. And it says, "Help wanted, Cleopatra's, day shift, cash pay."
enough for me.
Okay. So you make your way down there. You know where it is. You've been there before, and it's, again, not far from Berghain. You sort of take a circumvental way. You don't want to go directly because you don't want to walk by Berghain. You don't want to go by that tunnel. You don't want to be sort of in Sahira's territory. So you sort of go the long way around. But you get there eventually. It takes a little bit longer. You open the door, and inside there's purple curtains, low golden lights. The scent of apple and tobacco is clinging to the wall. And inside, you see a man. He's very tall. He's got dark skin. He's dressed in a velvet waistcoat with a peacock embroidery and a turquoise turban that looks so utterly un-German. Everything about him screams, "I am not German." And he smiles at you like he already knows you. And he says, "Coming in from the cold?"
Yeah, I saw your flyer. You looking for somebody to work here during the day?
You want to work?
I am interested, yeah.
Please, please. And he sort of gestures for you to sit on a velvet stool near the back of the establishment.
I will.
And he looks at you and sort of cocks his head like this. And can you roll wits and insight?
Yeah.
Add your dots on the call.
Yeah. Oh, my 0 dots in the call? Yes.
Well,
4 successes.
yeah. So his eyes sort of flash white really quick, like little pinpricks in a skull. It's very unsettling. And he says, "You've served before. Not here. Somewhere darker."
What do you mean?
You have been a servant before. You know what it means to serve someone. I see it in your eyes. I see it in your aura. But you didn't want to be a servant. But you want to be a servant here for money. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess.
Good.
I want to, yeah.
Then serve hookah, not blood. Hookah is gentler and less binding.
What do you, blood?
What?
Oh, okay, yeah. Hookah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I can do
the pay is good. It's enough, I think, for you, little woman. Cash is daily. Extra if you can sing. Huh? Can you sing?
Performance was never my strong suit.
Okay. Bonus if you can pretend not to notice strange things when they happen. Can you do that one?
That I'm very familiar with, yes.
I pay fair and I don't feed without consent. It's not my way.
Ah,
You're catching on now, huh?
Yep. I think she...
Perhaps you shouldn't have had that glass of wine. It has dulled your senses a little bit.
Yeah, well...
My name is Kua, by the way.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Leoni.
I know.
Okay. I think she wants to be afraid, but she's been around vampires before that aren't Sahira, who can at least pretend to be pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems pleasant. And honestly, maybe he can protect her.
Maybe. So, is all of these terms okay? If you are uncomfortable, you can always say, "Mr. Akua," that is my name. "I do not want to be here anymore. You make me uncomfortable and I cannot pretend to be okay with your establishment." And I will say, "Okay, Leoni, you have a good day."
I think that is most agreeable. The most agreeable I've heard, actually.
Good. You can carry trays, wipe ash, pour drinks. I'll teach you how to light the charcoal without setting fire to your soul.
Thank you.
Good. Any questions for Mr. Akua?
I assume you know her then.
I know her.
Okay.
You are right to be afraid of her, but you are not right to stop living. You're not ruined, Leoni. no matter what she made you believe. You're still you. You just need to find you again.
Yeah. We're working on it.
Work. Here's good place to work. My son, Germain, he will not talk to you, but also don't look at his skull directly that he wears on his belt. Don't look at it. You'll have a bad night that night. Also, don't. My daughter Louisa will want to talk to you, but don't. If she tries to talk to you, say, Mr. Akua said, I can't talk to you, and she'll leave you alone. If a Scottish man comes in here, don't talk to him because he will somehow figure out a way to get you to do something for him that you don't want to do.
She's like making all these mental notes and just nodding along, and a little shiver kind of runs through her. Yeah, I'll remember that.
And if Sahira comes in here, you run, not the back. Don't come back.
Yeah, easy enough.
So, you want to start tonight? Practice
yeah.
round, we call it. I will pay you 250 euros. How does that sound for about, what do I have, like 2 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. I'm going to show you how to light the hookah. It's the most important thing.
All right, let's do it.
And he sort of stands up, takes your hand, helps you up out of the velvet stool, and walks you up to the top of the balcony. Is there anything else you'd like to say to Akua as he teaches you how to do this? Or anything else that Leoni is feeling in this moment?
I think Leoni is kind of like warring with herself in her head as she's trying to pay attention, just like, what would the others think? It's like, that's none of their business.
Sure.
But it kind of is, given their shared goals.
Did it make you feel... How did it make you feel when he said he never feeds without consent?
She kind of was clinging to the word feed as she was putting two and two together, but looking back on that, she thinks it's a good quality, I guess.
Were you aware that there were some vampires who only fed on the willing?
I didn't know before, but I suppose it makes sense.
Sure. Any questions for Akua as the 2 hours pass? Or do they pass in relative silence? He talks enough for everyone.
I think she's after like 10 minutes of yelling at herself, she just kind of like, so light it from here, and she's starting to like really.
And he has this sort of tool that sort of makes a spark. And he's like, yes, always use this. Don't use the candle lighters. It's not right. It's, I don't know what it is. It is like that song. They say like a white woman Instagram. That's like a white woman thing. And I know you're a white woman and I apologize for that, but use this. It's better. It's authentic.
I think she actually smiles genuinely and laughs a little and like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
If you are very good, and I think you are very good, Leoni, you can learn how to make mixer drinks with my son Germain. As I said, he won't talk to you, but you can stand there and watch him, and he'll show you how to make the mixer drinks. You can perhaps even learn how to sing for me. I really want to get a singer in here, like really bad. And I love my Scottish cousin, who I said, but he doesn't understand the creative aspect of business. He's a money guy, right? And there has to be life, there has to be a vibe, there has to be something pumped into a place to make it really feel authentic and real and fun and all the good things that it's supposed to be.
I think she's listening very intently with her head kind of tilted to the side and her brows knit together, and she's like, well, yeah, if I learn how to sing, I'll let you know.
Yes, if you learn how to sing, I will pay you 10,000 euros. But you have to be a good singer. You can't just like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You can't just do that. That doesn't count. Like, you have to really come in, you got to, wow. like in the WoW.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Wonderful.
And she will.
Okay. Now, the final question I have for you, Leoni, is will you go home or will you go back to JJ's?
She'll go home.
You'll go home.
Yes.
All right. Excellent.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to end that scene for now. We open this scene with JJ at the Lichtblume retirement home in Charlottenburg. The front desk smells like hand sanitizer and tulips. Too clean, too floral. The air has a wetness to it, like the building has been weeping quietly for decades. What name do you sign in with, JJ?
He puts under Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the grandson. If there's a name for where there's a spot to fill in the familial relationship.
Okay, so Jack Friedrich?
Yep, Jack Friedrich.
Okay. You slip past the automatic doors into the east wing. The hallway is lit with warm lights and plastered with pink wallpaper. Muffled sounds leak from televisions and open doors. You hear someone noodling on a piano somewhere, and someone else coughing wetly. JJ, give me a glimpse into your feelings as you walk through your mother's retirement home.
It has been the worst few weeks. Years, really. Honestly. It's those feelings of having let people into his home and then being almost hunted there. Where maybe this was a mistake, but then remembers everything that happened, and it's that fluctuation between sadness and anger and letting that go as he walks down the hall because he gets to see his mother. So
Room 214B is at the end of the corridor, next to a faded watercolor painting of a blue heron. Do you knock, or do you just go right in?
JJ always knocks because she can't see. Doesn't want to startle her.
So you knock, and you hear someone from inside. You don't exactly hear what she says, but it sounds like an invitation.
And he'll open the door, close it behind him. See if there's anybody else in the room before he calls out to her.
Claire Friedrich sits in a recliner by the window with a crocheted blanket over her knees. Her hair is thin, wisps of white spiraling from her temples. The windows let in the early evening light, faint, overcast, gentle. Your mother's gray eyes, once steel hard, look up at you as if they are looking through fog. Now, she can't see in the sense where her vision is very poor, but she can see, for example, shapes and sort of get impressions of things, but she can't see anything clearly. And she says, "Hello."
Hey, Mama. I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't, Traffic was bad.
And she looks at you very confused. "I haven't seen you since you were knee-high. Look how tall you've gotten."
Yeah, I did a bit of growing. How are you doing today? He's gonna go over and sit on the edge of her bed.
She doesn't answer your question. Instead, she says, "I always thought JJ would be a good father. Did he turn out all right?"
He's doing well, as he can be, yeah.
"Is he a good father?"
He doesn't have any children, no.
She looks sort of down and furrows her brow as if that something is wrong. You can tell she's getting frustrated. She doesn't understand. And then she looks back up at you, sort of smiling brightly. "You have his eyes, you know. Sad. My JJ thinks too much. Used to stay up all night reading, tinkering."
Too smart for his own good.
"What?"
No, he's, he got that from you.
He did get that from me. That's the Friedrichs for you. All heart, no breaks, I used to say. I used to tell him that. Does he tell you that?
Every night.
She just gets very quiet, sort of stares off into space.
Did you get to go for your walk and see your flowers, smell them?
JJ always brings me flowers. He'll bring me flowers when he comes to visit me again.
Yes, you will. Make sure you get your daffodils, so they match the wall.
Do you bring flowers to your mother?
And JJ has a bunch of daffodils that he's been toying with. That he takes out the old ones that are on the windowsill, puts the new ones in. Yes, I bring my mama flowers every time I come to see her.
That's nice.
They cheer her up, she likes the smell.
She sort of just gets quiet again, stares off into space.
Have you eaten yet? Oh, no, it's not late enough. Sorry.
JJ doesn't like to cook, and he never liked my cooking.
That's not true.
That is true, he never liked it. Do you like what your mama cooks for you?
I miss when she used to cook me things, yes. It's a bit salty, but it was made with love, so nothing wrong with a meal that's made that way. Terrible cook still, though. I haven't gotten any better, so.
The only way that I could ever get JJ to eat my cooking is if I covered everything in cheese. That boy loves cheese.
He did, yes, very much so.
I should make him Käsespätzle when he comes to visit me again.
I think he'd really like that, actually. He wanted to, he wanted to make sure you knew how much he loved you.
When's JJ going to come?
When he gets everything taken care of, and then he's going to come see you.
Is he going to take me home?
That's what he wants. Make sure he can go home where you'll be safe. But for now, this place, it's good for you. They have people who take care of you 24/7, and the security, and they definitely make better food than he does. So.
Her eyes sort of narrow at you, and she looks very serious for 1 second. She says, I need to go home soon. I need to tuck JJ in. I need to sing him his lullaby.
Well, I'll make sure that he gets tucked in. And he remembers the lullaby you sang. He hums it while he works.
And she smiles really brightly and she begins to sing it. I'm gonna beg everyone's pardon here as Huddy sings. But she starts singing. Der Mond ist aufgegangen, die goldene Stellein prang, an Himmel hell und klar, der Wald steht schwarz und schweiget, und aus den Wiesen steiget der weiße Nebel wunderbar.
I think JJ is gonna get up and make it so you can hear the footsteps, and then he's gonna reach out and hold her hand. I love you. And I'll come see you as soon as I can again.
And she turns, she looks at you, and she says, "You have his eyes, you know. Sad eyes. He thinks too much. Used to stay up all night reading."
Yeah. He just stays up all night. But we're going to fix that. And he kisses her on the cheek, squeezes her hand. I'll make sure the nurse comes to get you to take you for dinner. I'll be back soon, Mama.
Make sure they leave something out for JJ in case he comes to see me.
I'll let them know. I'll see you soon.
JJ, you leave. How does JJ feel? How quickly does JJ leave the facility?
So anytime JJ leaves, it's just that quick, like, yeah, she's hungry. If you could take her to dinner, I have to go to work. Doesn't make eye contact with anyone. Always like sunglasses on. Leaves quick enough so it's unremarkable, and he doesn't really register with anyone what he looked like. Just that quick in and out.
Quick in and
Because-
out. Just how JJ
Yeah.
likes it. I'm sorry. So sorry, I have to lighten the mood. That was horrendous.
Feelings. No.
Feelings,
You
we
gross.
can't have
Did
those.
that once.
That's- yeah.
Got me killed.
Okay, so you leave as quickly as you came in. Unremarkable, with sunglasses on. Get into your car. You know you have to go to the tunnel. You have your shit for Titus tonight to fix his very special Instapot. That's the only special magical Instapot that will somehow miraculously make an alchemical concoction that will take down the Witch of Kudam. Somehow, right, miraculously. And it has to be that one, and it can't be any other one. So you have the physical parts that he needs to repair it. So you head over to the tunnel right outside of Begane, your favorite place, JJ. JJ loves the tunnel. And you sort of pull, you have to walk in there. So you pull, you park, you walk in there. And of course, Titus is there. And as soon as he sees you, he jumps up on, and sort of comes right over to you. He's like, "Yeah, my shit. You have my shit.
I
need my
have your
shit."
parts. I also have a new Instapot for you.
I
Just
don't want,
in
I don't-
case. I know. Your magical special. This is the only one that can...
If you can keep that, and you can scrap it for pots when I need new pots.
Because that makes so much sense. It does so much sense.
This is
No.
the one that will work, okay? I know. Look, JJ, I know you don't do this shit, right? Or do you? I've never really known.
No, you don't ask questions about me. No, you say, "Hey, JJ, my shit's broken.
Yes.
Fix
So
it."
hey, JJ, would you have my shit?
Oh, it's broken. Do you need me to fix it? No? Yeah? No.
No, I just need my pots. I know how to fucking fix it. It's my Instapot. I can fucking fix it.
Here's your parts. And JJ's got them all nicely labeled in boxes. It's got like the masking tape of step 1, step 2, step 3. Even though Titos knows how to fix it. And JJ's neurotic. It's fine.
Did you think JJ cried at all during that
Oh,
interaction?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As soon
No,
as
JJ
did you
cried.
did you take the sunglasses off at all? I know.
Yeah, to make sure everything in the box is labeled correctly.
When Titus notices there is water around your eyes, he immediately sort of almost like he's gonna scoop your eyeball. He swipes at your eye with his palm sort of like this.
What the fuck, man?
Thin blood tears? Any idea what kind of shit I can do with thin blood tears? Cry some more. Cry into my hand. Do it.
No, why don't you cry about whatever?
I
the
don't
fuck
have
this is?
I can't. I don't have a heartbeat. Doesn't work. When I cry, blood comes out, and that's no good. What the fuck am I going to do with that? Cry some more. Cry into my hand. What you want? What you want for
So
your tears?
glad my pay. Can you give me for?
What the fuck you want? Cry for me. I give you something. Ah, you want a bomb?
What kind of explosives are we talking about here? Because I have.
And he starts digging through his shit, and he comes up with a water bottle that he's taken the label off of, and it's filled with blood. And he goes, "Here you go, it's a bomb." Hands it to you. You throw it. and it'll implode. Throw it at something that'll explode. It's awesome. They'll catch on fire. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sick.
That actually sounds... They might be worth it.
Yeah. So you cry into my hand for me?
I'm not going to cry into your hand. That's fucking weird. You understand how weird that sounds?
He
No,
holds
take him.
the blood Molotov cocktail back. Okay, well you don't
Why does it have to
get
be
this
into
you
your
don't get
hand?
this until I get the tears. I want the tears. I want them.
This interaction is going to make me cry.
Good cry into something. A bowl. You want a bowl?
Go get and JJ's gonna go get like the Kleenex that he has in the car that's just covered in tears.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
is it
no,
good
that's
enough
no
for
good.
you?
No, it's drying. No. I don't want it in paper. I want
Fine.
it wet. Wet as hell. As wet tears as you can give me.
It makes sense for you. Probably the last
I
one.
don't care. I don't care about your commentary. I just want your tears.
JJ is gonna cry just because it's still all bottled up in there, and he really wants to bomb because of what he's gonna do next.
Okay. Do you cry in your car alone?
Yes, I'm not gonna cry in front of Tito's.
Okay.
I'm not giving him the goddamn satisfaction.
I need you to make me a wits and awareness while you cry. Because you're kind of also paranoidly looking around to see if anybody's fucking
Yeah.
watching you cry.
Watching me cry. No one can watch this. This is Kayla, a man cry in the privacy of his own horribly
Surveillance
set up
van.
surveillance camera, where he's gonna get to watch his back and okay.
Yeah.
What's an awareness?
I mean, what's the world coming to?
Oh shit! I'm gonna rouse the blood.
Uh-huh.
I get sick. I do get those dice back. Sick. Okay, 1, 2. That is 3 successes.
Yeah, as you're weeping into, I don't know what receptacle you're weeping into, honestly. Do you have like a in-car ashtray or something to weep into? Just something?
Yeah,
you
like literally just kind of
dumped it
dusted it out with the sleeve.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
this is what you
perfect.
deserve.
I can't think of anything you would cry into in a car. You sort of look around, and of course, Bergain's right there, right? And you see there's some sort of commotion happening at Bergain. Somebody is causing a scene, and you see police. Just one police car sort of flash their lights at him. Police are the only people who can drive over there.
I think, once again, the sadness to anger pipeline that is the drive from Mama's house to here is real. So we've hit the anger stage of if there's anything going on in Bergain that could be attached to Alyosha, I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So after he finishes crying into the ashtray,
What a fun sentence. You bring it back to Tito's?
I'm gonna bring it back to you. Here's your fucking tears.
And he looks at it. Really? That's all you could do? Really?
I'm so sorry that I'm not in enough pain for you.
What is that, like 10 milliliters? Barely.
There's lines on the. Can you not read? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep giving you these. And he sort of puts the Molotov in your hand. I'll keep giving you these. You bring me half a cup of this. I'll give you 2. I'll do that as many times as you want to.
Sure.
Tears of the Undead. You just wait, JJ. You just fucking wait what I'm gonna do with this shit.
For your miraculous.
Yeah, for my miraculous, yeah, whatever. You don't need to fucking know. Shut your mouth.
No, just open my tear ducts. Shut my mouth, open my tear ducts.
You know what? Yes, I will make you a t-shirt next time you come if you bring me tears. That says that. Shut your mouth, open your tear ducts.
No. I think I'd flip.
Tears are the best lubricant, they say, JJ.
Oh, get tears. Yeah, I'll do it. Worked great the last time.
He's ignoring you.
Well, it's always a pleasure. Have fun with your soldering iron and problems.
He's ignoring you entirely.
And Gigi's gonna just walk over and be a creep.
Okay.
About what's going on.
Do you take the Molotov with you?
Yeah, I think he's gonna put it in his back pocket.
Okay. Well, when you walk over, you see that there's lots of people in line at Bane, as there always is. And you see that towards the front, where the bouncer usually is, usually Alyosha, there's no one there. However, there does seem to be a belligerent man stumbling around, screaming at the doors of Bane, calling Alyosha's name, saying things along to the effect of, "I know you're in there, you son of a bitch, come out here," things like that. And the police are trying to calm him down. He doesn't have a knife, he just seems to be drunk. And as you get closer, you realize that you've met this person, this belligerent man. This is Bertrand. You met him at the open market with his sister Talia.
There's that moment of recognition of both Bertrand and remembering being the one who was belligerently calling Alyosha's name outside of Bergane, and realizing how embarrassing that probably was at the time. And he's gonna go try and intervene. Hey, excuse me, Bertrand?
The police turn to you. It's two men, and they say, "Whoa, hang on. You know him?"
Yes, I'm friends with his sister's boyfriend. Bertrand, what are you doing out here?
And Bertrand turns to you. You can tell that he's drunk. You can practically smell it on him. And he says he's fucking in there and he's not coming out.
And right now, that's going to cause a whole bunch of problems for you. I know that you don't care in this moment. I
don't care. I don't care. I don't care if everybody fucking hates me. I need to talk to him now. And he starts banging on the doors of Bergane.
No, and JJ's gonna put a hand on his shoulder, and try and get his attention. Bertrand, why don't we go get some food? And he's not going to be let out. She won't let him out.
When you say that, he looks at you very seriously. Oh my god, are you like him?
Let's go, and we'll talk about it somewhere else. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then these nice officers can go on their way. Right?
And Bertrand sort of looks at them and sort of makes a vulgar gesture and says, Scheiß Bullen, which is, Germans don't call officers pigs here, they call them bulls.
So, yeah, let's, my call's this way. Let's get out of here.
No, I'm not getting into a vampire's car. Okay?
Okay. Sure.
But, there's a kebab shop down there. I don't know if you're like Alyosha, he can eat. And usually if I eat enough kebab, then it soaks up the alcohol and I can stand.
Huh. Yeah. Kebab shop. Let's go. My treat.
It's not far. You sort of just walk past the tunnel and around the corner down to the same street where Cleopatra's is, coincidentally enough. And it's just a stall. There's high round tables with no seating, which is very common how street food is done here, at least in Germany. You either walk with your food or you stand there and eat your food. There's no sitting down. That's not that's for lazy Americans, I guess. So he orders himself a Donatella, but with fries. So it's going to come sort of like a Chinese food takeout thing with fries and tuna meat and nothing, and like sauce and nothing else. And he says, "What do you want?"
Yeah, same thing.
Cool. And he orders two of them, and he just goes over and he does order himself another beer, and he goes over and he stands by the thing, and he sort of takes one of the plastic spoons, and he's able to get the fucking cap off because Germans can get beer caps off of their minds, and begins drinking it.
Well, I'm not judging here, but isn't that a little counterproductive to the plan?
Oh, it's called hair of the dog, whatever your name is. I eat the kebab, I feel better, but I can't let the booze totally out of my system, or I will have the worst hangover. And I have an auction tomorrow.
Auction?
Yeah, I run an auction house. Silver Linings. It's in Wedding.
Interesting. Yeah. Never really got into antiques.
We sell lots of stuff, but it was my mother's auction house. She's dead. My dad's dead. And all of my siblings have much better things to do than think about the business that my mother spent 20 years building. So, it's up to me to do it.
So you've just kind of been on your own with all of this, with your parents' death, and
Because I'm not special like my siblings.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm not, though, whether you'd say it or not. I'm not a vampire. And he looks at you and sort of like slopping all over this table and takes another swig of the beer. I'm not a werewolf. I'm not a magic IT worker like my sister. Nobody. I'm just a dude who's dying.
Okay.
And I can talk really fast.
That's an impressive skill. Not many people can do that.
Well, you have to learn how to do it if you're going to be an auctioneer. I don't do it anymore, but you have to learn. My dad could never do it, but that's probably because he was born as a wolf, and his vocal cords never really set right.
You've had a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm dumping it all on you because you're a vampire, and I don't give a shit if you know. Keeping the veil, or whatever stupid thing my parents used to say.
The veil.
Yeah, whatever. Or if Alyosha, it's keeping the masquerade. Whatever nonsense.
Yeah, he's that's fucking funny coming from him.
Why do you know him?
Hmm.
What, do all of you like vampires know each other or something?
Seems a bit speciesist. But there's not a lot of us. So.
You'd be surprised how many werewolves my dad seemed to know every fucking werewolf that walked through this fucking city. He'd be like, oh yeah, I fought with them in 94 in fucking Central Park or some bullshit.
No, isn't he your boyfriend? Alyosha?
Yeah, he's been my boyfriend for, oh god, almost 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. And I don't love him. I mean, I do, because I have to, because he feeds me his blood on a regular basis. I only agreed to it because I'm dying. And I knew before he fed me the blood that I didn't love him. And now I love him, and I've loved him ever since I had that first taste, and I can't help but love him, and I hate it. I hate it so much. And you know what I found out the other day? I found out that if you put your blood in a cup, it has the same effect. But it doesn't make you love them. And he never told me that for 10 years.
Yeah. He's kind of an asshole.
Well, now he's hiding up in Berghain with his precious little witch, and I can't touch him. And now I'm freaking the fuck out. Because I need my next hit or I'm going to die. I have a chronic disease.
No, I've been catching up. As you've been talking.
He's shoving fries and donut meat into his face.
Pieces together. It's not fair that he did that to you. Just because he's alone. Because he can't be honest with any fucking person he comes across.
Why are you talking like you like? Oh my god! Did you guys used to fuck? That's what it is, isn't it? I know it. I know it. He's been acting weird the last few days. I know it. Like when did was it recent?
No.
Has he been cheating on me?
I don't know. Not with me.
I wouldn't care if he was. I mean, I do care. It makes me outrageously, irrationally angry, but it's not me. It's his blood makes me outrageously angry.
I know, it's not love. Alyosha just wants to control people because he doesn't want to be alone with his own thoughts.
What a
And
piece
he'll
of
only
shit.
call you when he wants something. And then blame it all on because he loved you. It's not love, it's control, and I'm sorry that you're in this situation.
You know, I could get my entire family to rip him apart in front of me, but that wouldn't do me any good. I need his blood.
No. Be kind of hot though. Imagine you on the
I mean, I
letter.
could. One phone call. My oldest brother, Marcus, if I asked him to kill someone for me, he would be so excited. He's a new werewolf. It's like this whole long thing.
That must be rough. Honestly, they're just. I'm at 4 siblings now.
Oh, I got more than that. One of them's dead though. Oldest one's dead. Jurgen, Tiara, and Marcus. And then he burps. And then me. And then Ilva. And then Talia.
Talia was the one with you at the market.
Yeah, she's my baby sister. She's not fun. And she's never been fun. Even when she was a kid, she was never fun.
No, don't have siblings, so it's interesting. Yeah.
Oh. You're lucky, I think. I think that's what I'm supposed to say, but I love my siblings. I do. Even Tiara, even though I want to kick her ass, which I never could, because she's a werewolf, if I didn't mention that.
You have several times.
And he's saying these things quite loud.
Yeah, why don't are you done shoving the chips and meat in your mouth?
Yeah.
Because
I'm not getting. I mean, this is really cool that we've talked and stuff, and that you haven't tried to eat me. That's nice of you. I'm not getting in your any burps again. Your car.
I'm not into that. Well, in the way you're talking about.
Well, thank you for taking him away from Bane. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna start screaming again. I'm gonna stay there all day, all night, until the Huntingtons takes me, and I die there, and then I'll show him.
It won't. He doesn't care.
I know. But there's nothing I can do. And I can't go to my family, because they can't do anything either. Because they'll just run around like chickens without a head, because they have no idea how the real world works.
No, one of the things about being what I am, you get to see both sides. You get to see things like how blood can fuck you up. But it also can help. I could. Once again, you don't really know me very well at all. I bought you chips and listened to you talk about your family, so I think that puts us on some sort of level.
What's your name again?
I'm JJ.
JJ. I met you at the market.
You did, which is why I was asking about the market where
Right.
we met. Yeah.
Okay.
Which you know about the cup thing. You done with your beer?
Yeah, I'm done.
It's but we walk and talk some more.
Alright, but I'm still drunk, and so don't try and get me into your car. It's taking advantage of me.
If anything were to happen, I'd want you to be fully able to consent and conscious for it.
Alright. Oh, slow your roll. I'm in a committed relationship with a permanent manipulator and gaslighter.
Emotionally unavailable
Asshole.
man. Asshole, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, I can't say we've all been there, but at least the two of us in this conversation have been, so.
Oh, yeah. So what about that? When did he
Why did he kill me? Oh.
And Bertrand stops and sort of steadies himself on your shoulder. Are you saying he can make other vampires? What is that fucking bullshit line he says where I'm in this world, but I'm not in this world, and I don't exist in either one.
Exist in either one. Yeah, that. And I'd never want anyone to go through what I've gone through.
But did he do it on purpose?
Yep.
Not to make this about myself, but like, why didn't he just fucking do that to me?
It's a great question.
And Bertrand sort of leans on you a little bit harder. Oh my god, I think I'm special.
I like you. I get it. But and JJ's gonna swipe the beer can from him, or is it a glass?
It's a glass. we don't have beer
Oh.
cans here.
Damn it! And it's clear glass.
No, it's dark brown.
Perfect. I just need it not to show what JJ's about to do.
Could you imagine a German beer in a clear glass? I've never seen it.
No, that's why I was just like, okay, all right.
No, it has sort of a pop lid with a, I don't know how to explain it. Pop it like that.
Yeah, you must be special.
I must be. Either that or you're special and I'm not, which kind of feels that way because you seem like you have your shit together. You're not sloppy drunk, trying not to puke on the sidewalk.
Not anymore. No.
Oh, are you saying it's not all it's cracked up to be? It's not all doom and gloom and brooding and I have to work for a really powerful... Why don't you work for her? Huh? Why don't you work for her?
Because I have a job.
Yeah, but Alyosha says everybody has to work for her, and if they don't work for her, they're as good as dead, the Thin Bloods.
That's nice.
Is he lying?
It's a great story he
Is he
told
lying?
you. Yeah.
Fuck me. He just sort of stops walking, can't do it, and he just sort of slumps up against a building.
Hey.
No, this is where I declare this Betrenland, and this is where I will sleep tonight. Right here.
Or, given all the lies you've been told, maybe you do get into a car with me, JJ, the person, and I get you back somewhere where you can sleep it off in a bed.
I've been fed that line before. You have to wake up pretty early in the morning, but you can't do that, can you?
I can.
Oh, so my God, he made himself a copy? That's gross.
Yeah.
That's really gross.
Yeah.
Can you do the weird alchemy shit?
No.
Nah, neither can he. Gross.
I mean, magic with numbers, but not that impressive.
Oh God, I think Alyosha requires a calculator to add 2 and 2, and even then, I think he still misses it. JJ, I'm sorry. I am at my worst, my lowest, and I feel like absolute shit in every way. And you're really nice, and you're really cute, and you're being so cute and nice.
That makes 2 of us.
And you keep flirting with me, and it's really sweet. And I'm sorry, but I have to do this, and he pukes all over your shoes. It's all tuna and fries.
Well, give me some new shoes from your auction house. Let's get you to the car, and I can help you, at least with what you decide. The bounds and laws of Beltland land.
As you help him up, at any point did you pour your blood into that bottle?
Yes. How many rouse checks do I need to make?
3.
Uh-huh.
You help him up and you start walking him back to the car. You give it enough time, as you've never ghouled anyone before. You give it enough time you think that it shouldn't have that mystical effect on you. And how do you give it back to him, the beer?
So, I know you're set on establishing Butland Land and dying there, but you could also take this and then make another decision on that. Just want to give you the option. It's been in there for a few minutes. It should be good.
Are you trying to feed me your blood, JJ?
I'm offering so that you can decide what you want to do instead of dying before Butcherland can even be established. I mean, you haven't even made your treaties. There's no constitution to speak of, so really you should figure that out before dying, leaving it to, I guess,
He
And if you
takes
have any
he
siblings.
takes the beer bottle and he shakes it in front of you. Now, before I drink this, and I'm gonna drink this because I'm drunk, and maybe there's still a little bit of a beer at the end of bottom of the barrel bottle. Why are you helping me? Is it just to piss him off? That's a good enough reason, but I just want to know.
It pissed him off, but you deserve better than situation you got put in. Don't tell people I'm soft. It looks bad in finance.
He takes the bottle, he swigs it down, and he said, I could tell you were soft the day I met you at the market.
Oh, so now you remember. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Convenient.
I like that in a guy.
Hmm. So are we just going to sit in the car? Is there somewhere I'm taking you? Otherwise, I might just join you on getting drunk and screaming in the game.
Well, I wouldn't say no to seeing where you called JJ land.
This is the first treaty we're establishing for Bertrand Land. And JJ's gonna start up the car and start heading towards JJ Land.
Perfect. And that is where we will end that scene for now.